Alright, so we're smack in the middle of Bangkok here. As you can see, we're surrounded by sky-rise buildings, but there's this small plot of green unbuilt area, and we're gonna go look for snakes here. I've heard there's quite a lot, and not just any snakes. There's apparently very high populations of vipers here.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, so if you look over here, Rupert actually just spotted this small Trimeresurus macrops, or the large-eyed pit viper. These are one of two very common species of green vipers found directly here in the inner city of Bangkok. They can thrive even in like the smallest empty plots where there's just a little bit of greenery and bushes, because they don't really require a large range. They live in these very small areas, and sometimes they don't move more than like 2 or 3 meters per night. And they feed primarily on like frogs and small geckos.
And yeah, I mean, we can see buildings and huge towers in the background of this shot.
Just behind us, you'll actually see a whole bunch of sky-rise buildings all over the place. And these little snakes just living all over here.
And how venomous are these guys?
These are medically significant, although a bite from this wouldn't be likely to like kill me or anything, but it could definitely put you in hospital and ruin your week.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you've been bitten by one, haven't you?
Yes, this was actually a species that I was bitten by one of my captives of these when I was 15 or so.
Yeah, and how bad was that?
I'm not gonna lie, it was really painful, like, very much swelling. I was in hospital, I think, like 1 or 2 nights. And they're not very, despite people saying that vipers are always very bitey, but if you give them their space and respect, even a venomous viper like this can fairly safely be handled. Not that I'm recommending anyone to do it, but I think this just shows that they're not in any way out to get us, or that they don't want to bite us if they don't absolutely have to. But of course I have to be careful not to make any quick movements that might frighten it, because when they get scared, that's of course when they bite, because they're fearing for their life.
And how do you know when to watch out and when to be cautious?
I think it's just spending a lot of time with them. You can sort of learn. See, now he got a little bit spooked, so I'm going to move very slowly. Like the way they hold themselves, their posture, it all reflects how the animal is feeling. And if
like
you pay
reading the body language.
Exactly. So if you pay close attention to the way the snake reacts to certain things you're doing, and you respect when the snake is scared and you back off a little bit, you can actually get them to calm down. And as you can see, they don't want to bite us in any way. They're just trying to go about their life.
Yeah, I'm amazed by how docile these guys are.
Yeah, these are
wonderful.
from my experience, one of the most docile species of Trimeresurus. Even Albolabris, the white-lipped pit viper, is generally way more defensive than these guys. Alright, so we've had a few moments with it, and we're not going to stress it out too much. We're just going to let it go right back where we found it here. Luckily, this one was very chill and allowing for me to handle it. Now we're just going to let it go right back here where we found it. Just found another macrops in between these train tracks. And as you can see, they're actually sitting facing towards the train tracks. And this is their hunting tactic. It's sitting there in ambush. And we've seen a lot of small geckos and stuff running along the inside of these tracks, and they're just waiting there for prey to pass by. You can see it's just about like 5 or 10 centimeters away from the track, which is perfect striking range for them just to grab anything that runs by. Took a little strike at my hand there because he saw this big thing which gives off heat. These are pit vipers, so they have these little tiny pits between their eye and their nostril.
Oh, this one has a beautiful blue venter, look.
Yeah, this one's really pretty. I'm just going to reposition my hand slightly because this one is a lot more cranky than the other one was.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah.
Do you reckon the females tend to be more blue, or is it just random?
I think it's just random. You can see it's just poised back like that, ready to strike.
Oh yeah, there it comes.
But even when I do this, you can see she'd rather not strike. Alright, I don't think I should push it too far with this one, as this one is quite a lot more defensive than the other one, so we're just going to carefully put it right back here on the tracks where we found it, and let it continue to go about its business. What struck me about this place was how creepy it was. Abandoned trains, strange empty shacks, and right by a notorious drug-dealing location.
This is our 7th macrops of the night, and that's not too bad, you know, considering it's a really bright moon and middle of the dry season. But it's so cool how they've adapted to this like urban environment, you know. And hopefully, as long as the development doesn't continue here, these will be flourishing in inner city Bangkok for a lot longer. I mean, you know, the truth is they do better here than in their natural habitat. They've really become well suited to the city, which is, you know, pretty much indicative of what the future of wildlife in this world is going to be. The species which can adapt to more urban environments, that can, you know, thrive in them, are going to be those that persevere well into the future. So, good for you, little macrops. Do your thing.
Leaving the area, we had to walk right through the dodgy area mentioned before. Drugs are highly illegal in Thailand, which made us extra cautious.
That does not look safe.
Definitely isn't safe.
There's so many rusted nails on the other side, man. Guess it's my turn.
Rupert about to die.
Here, up at this road, is where they deal, and they're gonna be, so maybe we should be a little bit cautious with the filming. What do you think?
I think it's
Keep
fine.
rolling, yeah?
Yeah, keep the cameras rolling.
I just saw him wheeling it off around there when we hopped over the fence.
Look what I just spotted, actually, inside the drain there. I thought it was like a piece of green straw or plastic wrapper, but it turns out it's actually a macrops just sitting inside there.
Wow.
On the move now.
And look where we are. Right in the middle of the street where they deal drugs. It's crazy what you find in the city, man.
And that concluded our night. We had traveled right to the inner city, caught some awesome green pit vipers in a creepy train graveyard, and left completely unharmed. Definitely a fun and exciting experience.